You could be forgiven for thinking that Woody Allen and philosophy weren't exactly on friendly terms.
You know, it's one thing about intellectuals. They prove that you can be absolutely brilliant and have no idea what's going on.
Throughout his work, Woody Allen has used the language of philosophy as little more than the setup for a punchline.
I'm what you would call a teleological existential atheist. I believe that there's an intelligence to the universe, with the exception of certain parts of New Jersey.
In a movie like Love and Death, the joke even seems to be on philosophy.
What would Socrates say? A, Socrates is a man. B, all men are mortal. C, all men are Socrates.
You have a philosopher, and I'll call Woody Allen that, a philosopher mocking philosophy. It's paradoxical.
Mary Nichols is professor of political science at Baylor University. She's the author of Reconstructing Woody and a contributor to a book titled Woody Allen and Philosophy.
There is a long tradition of philosophy and literature of Western civilization that Woody Allen thinks that he is addressing in his films.
Tradition is the illusion of permanence.
He's addressing themes of God, whether God exists, whether there is a moral structure in the universe, and if there is not, how do we live in the face of that?
To you, I'm an atheist. To God, I'm the loyal opposition.
Nichols sees Allen as addressing the philosophical tradition on two levels.
Look, for example, in Bullets Over Broadway, where you have the artist, the playwright, their friends sitting around a table on a sidewalk cafe discussing the responsibilities of the artist.
Let's say there was a burning building, and you could rush in and you could save only one thing. Either the last known copy of Shakespeare's plays or some anonymous human being.
You have discussions of these themes, but you also have drama about those themes.
You think it's right some Tootsie walks in and messes up a beautiful thing like this, huh?
I wanted a great play as much as you did.
Not as much.
But you don't kill for it.
Yeah, who says?
So it's not simply in Bullets a discussion of the relationship between art and morality. It's as if one's art, one's fiction, can come alive and constitute a standard by which one's own life can be measured.
In Crimes and Misdemeanors, Allen plays a filmmaker who hears the story of the perfect murder. Martin Landau describes the actual murder of his mistress as a fictional movie plot.
Here's what I would do. I would have him turn himself in, because then your story assumes tragic proportions, because in the absence of a god or something, he is forced to assume that responsibility himself.
But that's fiction. That's movies. I mean, if you want a happy ending, you should go see a Hollywood movie.
He talks about the murderer getting away with it, forgetting about it, waking up one morning and all of his guilt is dispelled.
Yeah, but so then his worst beliefs are realized.
Well, I said it was a chilling story, didn't I?
And so there's a kind of confession that's going on in the film, a feeling of guilt for crime that confirms, from Woody Allen's perspective, a kind of moral order.
Does that moral order include a God who punishes the wicked?
He questions God. But take, for example, the line at the end of Love and Death.
You know, if it turns out that there is a God, I don't think that he's evil. I think that the worst you can say about him is that basically he's an underachiever.
If God had created a more perfect universe, in a way it would be more imperfect from a human perspective. So there is a good side to God's underachievement, since it allows for human responsibility and freedom.
In Allen's own words, not only is there no God, but try getting a plumber on weekends. For Philosophy Talk, I'm Devin Strolovich.